I promise not to smoke on videos. You know that. I've done it a number of times. I rolled this myself, so it didn't cost $5 a pack. I'm sure that they'll make that illegal someday. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about slaves this morning. What is a slave? Well, as far as I can understand it with my senile brain, but by the way, I told you I passed my dementia test. I will admit that I flunked it the first time, but I flunked geography a lot too. I think I flunked it in grade school, in high school, and in college. I flunked it, well, we won't go into that. Neither here nor there. Don't use it against me. I mean, I flunked geography. I get confused when I'm operating the ham radio and they say, and where are you? And I say, I'm in Vancouver, USA. And then they say, well, I'm in Darthville, South America. South. And I've got this big rotary antenna on the roof, and it's got a selector here. And I have no clue where to point the thing so I can hear the guy. Somewhat embarrassing. How's this? No, you're still lousy. Okay, wait, let's try it over here. Point that direction. South. Which way is that? Oh, well, anyway, you can see this has to do with my dementia test. And I forgot. See, that's an example. But let me tell you, the second time I passed it, because I studied for a week, the caretaker kept saying, you can do this. It was sort of like that movie Rocky. And what they do is they give you three things: balloon, horse, and banana. And then they start talking about football. I know nothing about it. They try to distract me, see. And then they later will stop and say, wait a minute, what were those three words you gave? I gave, not you, I gave. See, I can't even remember that. But with a lot of practice, I was able to, and I got two of the words right. So I passed the dementia test. I don't know if it's illegal, broke any laws by studying for it, but I knew what was coming. So you can't hold my dementia against me because I don't have it. I passed the test, okay? Let's understand that. And I was going in the direction of what is a slave. It's real simple, as I perceive it. A slave is a person who does labor, and he doesn't get the money because it's taken away from him by the slave owner. And we, I think, if you would give this, both liberals and conservatives, give this some thought, we're sort of like slaves today. We're slaves to Bank of America because we have a credit card. We're slave to the government because they can fine you at the drop of a pen. Speaking of that, I'm a criminal now because I plugged in my motorhome. I plugged it into electricity. Now, I don't know if that's because there's an energy crisis far more severe than I understand, why they would bring a policeman to the house and a code enforcement officer because the RV was plugged in. That was one of the main problems, along with Casey having garage sales and some things in the backyard, which he's worked at cleaning up. Has he ever worked? I have the RV plugged in because I have a trickle charger. There's 8 batteries in the RV, and some of them are older, some of them are brand new. And I put a trickle charger in there, and it was an expensive one. This isn't a cheap one. It's an expensive one. And all it does is keep those batteries topped up. So in event of an earthquake or a tsunami or something, tsunami would be a little difficult here. That would really be a problem because I'm on a hill, 390 feet above the Columbia River. So for me to have a tsunami, which the insurance company tells me I could have any day, from Grants Pass, Oregon, to Portland, Oregon, check it on the map, would have to be under 400 foot of water. I just don't see a flood of biblical proportions wiping out my house. Yet, I can't have it plugged in. It's been plugged in for 3 years. My son's living in it. Nobody's living in the RV. Scout's honor. Nobody lives in the RV. I've let people live in my other thing, the trailer I had before the RV, and they trashed it. So the cold day in Hades, that I would allow another person to live in that RV. Is this harassment of the elderly? Well, it hinges on it. We'll see how that all works out. I'd like to say, in my defense, I just wanted to keep my batteries up, Your Honor. I am old, and I have to be in a clean environment without condensation. So in the winter, I run a light bulb to keep down the condensation. Have mercy on me. I'll practice that a lot. Oh, by the way, Your Honor, I passed my dementia test, so you know I'm okay. Yeah. But I think we're becoming slaves. 1%. It's bad. I never thought we'd see such a thing. 1% of the people are sucking up all the money. I think our 1% own most of the wealth throughout the world. I get choked up thinking about it. Well, that's what's on my mind today. I hope that I have not bored you. It seems like every video I do costs me subscribers. It makes me think I could do better if I just laid on the sofa and watched that bait car on Justice TV. That's going to be the topic coming up very soon. If you will excuse me.